There was a time when I believed something was wrong with me. No matter how calm life looked from the outside, my mind never truly rested. Thoughts overlapped each other, memories replayed without permission. Small situations felt heavy and silence felt loud. I didn't understand why peace felt unfamiliar, or why my body stayed tense even in safe moments. I assumed it was weakness, or failure, or something broken inside me. But the truth was, something very few people ever hear. I wasn't broken. My brain was protecting me. Most mental struggles don't suddenly appear in adulthood. They don't arrive overnight. They are quietly built over years, often in childhood, through repetition, tone, environment, and emotional pressure. Not always through obvious trauma, but through constant stress, fear, comparison, criticism, or emotional absence. When a child grows up feeling unsafe, emotionally or mentally, the brain adapts. It learns how to survive. And survival becomes the default setting. A child doesn't understand anxiety or emotional regulation. A child understands one thing: how to stay alert, how to avoid danger, how to not upset anyone, how to be prepared for what might go wrong. Over time, this state of alertness becomes normal. The nervous system learns that rest is risky and calm is unfamiliar. That survival mode doesn't disappear when childhood ends. It grows with you. As adults, many of us carry this invisible weight without realizing where it came from. We call it overthinking. We call it anxiety. We call it emotional distance. But what we're really experiencing is a nervous system that never learned safety, only vigilance. This is the part most people misunderstand. Anxiety is not a flaw. Overthinking is not weakness. Emotional distance is not lack of love. They are learned survival responses. Your brain didn't fail you, it adapted. And adaptation, when repeated long enough, becomes personality. Some people pull away emotionally not because they don't care, but because caring once came with a cost they couldn't afford again. Some people appear cold, distant, or guarded, not because they lack depth, but because depth once hurt too much. The world often judges these people harshly, without ever seeing the silent battles that shaped them. Not everyone who walks away is heartless. Some people are just tired of bleeding. Unprocessed experiences don't disappear. They don't fade with time. They don't dissolve just because life moves forward. Instead, they settle quietly into the mind, shaping thoughts, reactions, and decisions without conscious awareness. This is why many people feel stuck, repeating the same emotional patterns, the same relationships, the same fears, even when they desperately want change. Psychology explains this as a nervous system trapped in a survival loop. The body may be in the present, but the brain is still protecting the past. This is what creates the feeling of being mentally stuck. Thoughts loop endlessly, memories replay. Fear feels more familiar than peace. Even in calm moments, the body stays tense, waiting for something to go wrong. The mind isn't responding to reality, it's responding to memory. And the hardest part? From the outside, everything looks fine. People smile, they work, they function, they show up. But inside, their mind never rests. Their nervous system never turns off. They live in a constant state of quiet exhaustion. This doesn't happen because they are weak. It happens because they were strong for too long. Parents play a powerful role in this process, often without realizing it. Most parents do not intend to harm their children emotionally. They are usually doing their best with the emotional tools they were given. But unresolved fear doesn't vanish. It transfers. Tone transfers. Pressure transfers. Emotional habits transfer. This is how generational trauma survives. Not through cruelty, but through unawareness. Children don't learn emotional safety from words. They learn it from presence, from consistency, from tone, from how conflict is handled, from whether their emotions are met with understanding or dismissal. When fear becomes the dominant environment, the child's nervous system learns that safety is conditional, and that lesson stays. But here is the most important truth. the one that changes everything. The brain is not fixed. What was learned in survival can be unlearned in safety. Healing does not begin with blame. It begins with understanding. Awareness tells the nervous system something new, that the danger is no longer present, that rest is allowed, that protection is no longer required at this level. Healing is not about erasing the past. It is about teaching the brain that it no longer has to live there. Slowly and gently, the nervous system can learn a new language, a language of safety instead of fear, presence instead of vigilance, compassion instead of control. Some people don't need fixing. They need safety. And if you feel mentally tired, emotionally guarded, or constantly alert, remember this: you are not undoing damage. You are releasing protection that once kept you alive. And that takes time. If this message resonated with you, you're not alone. There are more people carrying silent survival patterns than anyone realizes, and healing becomes easier when we stop pretending we're the only ones. If this video helped you understand your mind even a little, consider staying connected. Subscribe for conversations that don't rush healing, that don't shame survival, and that remind you that your nervous system isn't broken, it's learning safety. You can also share this with someone who feels distant, overwhelmed, or quietly exhausted. Sometimes understanding is the first step toward peace, and if you're still here, listening, thank you for giving yourself this moment.